Hi Cancer, welcome back to the Astrology 33 channel. This is your mid-January 2023 love reading. Thanks to those of you who liked, viewed, shared, and subscribed to the channel. I appreciate all of that. For those of you new to the channel, as far as what we have in front of us, it's what I call the bridging the gap spread. And the way it works is to look at the past, present, and future energies between you and the main love interest. After that, we'll pull some oracle cards for some additional insight as well. That's where the bridging the gap dynamic comes into play. And as far as the decks being used, on the left side we have the Lover's Path Tarot, on the right side we have the Romantic Tarot. And also keep in mind it's a general reading, so I'm going to be referring to the cards on the left as your energy and the cards on the right as the other person's. If you feel like it's the way around in your situation, then definitely trust that. Alright, so with all that out of the way, let's get started. Past energy on your side, we have the Princess of Coins. So this is the equivalent to the Page of Pentacles, and to me this says that you guys might have wanted to offer a stable connection with this person, but for whatever reason, something might have been holding you back, right? You might have possibly lacked a little bit of faith that you could be in a stable connection with this person. So I feel like on the one hand, the desire was there, but at the same time, the faith that it would actually happen might have been getting lower for you guys. All right. Past energy on their side, we have the Knight of Wands. So this might have been partially why, right? Because the Knight of Wands tends to have a reputation for coming in and out, right? Not necessarily being the most steady, stable type of individual. So that could have been what it was, where you might have felt like they came in with a lot of passion, but you weren't necessarily sure if you could trust whether or not they'd be there for the long term. So that could have been the disconnect between the two of you in the past. All right, in the present on your side, we have contemplation, and this is the equivalent of the Hermit in traditional tarot. So what this says to me is you guys are probably still thinking about it a lot, right? Whether or not you can actually see yourself with this person in the long term or not. You might even find yourself when you're doing other things, you might still find yourself thinking about this person. But yeah, to me, this is going really deep and really trying to figure out, okay, do I want to proceed with this connection or not? All right, present energy on their side, we have the Four of Cups, which is actually Cancer energy, and the Queen of Swords, Libra energy. So I feel like this is saying that when they are apart from you, that they might actually feel like something is lacking, right? But as far as them actually being able to come forward and communicate around those feelings, they might tend to overthink those things a lot. So they might struggle a little bit when it comes to expressing emotions, and that could be part of what holds them back, makes them a bit indecisive at this time. All right, and future energy on your side, we have balance. So this is actually the equivalent of the Temperance card in traditional tarot, which is a Sagittarius energy. And so given that they have Sagittarius energy in the past on their side, it could just be saying that you're dealing with a Sagittarius. But beyond that, I feel like what this is saying is you might finally find that balance with the passion, right? Which we see the fire there, which we talked about with the Knight of Wands, and then also we see the water in the background, right? So finding that balance between the passion and the emotion. So it looks like you guys will be able to work on that in the future. All right, and future energy on their side, we have the Eight of Wands. So this is a pretty action-oriented energy normally with the Eight of Wands, but if we look at the environment here, it looks like quite the opposite, right? It looks like he's just relaxing. It looks like they might have just woken up a little while ago. So to me, this is saying that they'll be working on that balance as well, right? Where, like I said, maybe they're very action-oriented, quick in, quick out, but now they might actually start to settle a little bit. All right, and bottom of the deck on your side, we have the Three of Staves. So yeah, to me, this is kind of connected to that Princess of Coins energy, which is to say, I feel like you were trying to be patient, right, and waiting for some signs that this connection would actually develop into something more, right? If we think of the Four of Wands energy that comes after this, there's a image of stability and building something. So that could have been what you guys were waiting for a while. Like I said, it looks like it will get there in the near future. All right, and bottom of the deck on their side, we have the World. So yeah, I feel like this is saying that underneath it all, they do see the potential for the two of you to actually build a long-standing connection. But like I said, it seems like they just might struggle a little bit when it comes to actually expressing their emotions. So they might have a much easier time physically being present, but when it comes to actually expressing what they're feeling, that could be a bit more of the struggle for them. All right, but we'll move on to the Oracle cards, see what they add to the mix. First, we'll see what we get from the Aqua Moonlight deck here. I did pre-shuffle this deck before we started recording. I'm actually going to be looking for unspoken messages from you to them and from them to you. Initially looking for jumpers, but if I shuffle full out on anything coming up, we'll just put the deck down and pull cards that way. So we'll see what we get. All right, and got one there. And we'll see what we get from them to you. And got two there, actually. So first we'll see what we got on your side. Okay, we have within a few months. So as far as when you could possibly expect to see that turnaround that we were talking about, right? Where, like I said, it looks like you guys will actually strike that balance between the emotion and the passion. Looks like it's saying that as we go through the next few months, you'll see that develop, which makes sense that it's not going to be immediate as far as right now. At the time of recording this, there's still a Mercury retrograde in Capricorn, which is your opposite sign. So that could definitely slow things down with your relationships. All right. And on their side, we have no strings. It says, I want you close to me, but I'm not ready for a commitment. So yeah, that definitely matches with this Knight of Wands energy for sure, right? And then we have why. It says, I don't know what has happened between us. If you're confused, I'm confused too. So I could kind of see how these connect together, right? So this might have been what already happened between the two of you, where that might have been where you started to lose faith with the connection, right? Maybe they gave you that impression, or maybe even flat out said that they were just looking for something more casual in the past. And then seeing the Y energy here makes me think of the Four of Cups, right? Where there's that disappointment, right? And overthinking things. So that could have been what it was, right? Where maybe it was that shift where you guys pulling back your energy might have made them actually reflect on what was going on with the connection, and possibly even made them realize that they valued the connection more than they initially thought. So hopefully that resonated for you guys. All right, and lastly, we'll pull a card from the Wisdom of the Oracle deck. Same situation as far as I pre-shuffled this deck as well, but here I'm just looking for one card with general advice to wrap the reading up with. Oh, already got one there. All right, so let's see. Okay, we have Observer. There's the artwork, and the number is 49. So let's see what this has to say. Okay, the relationship message says, sometimes you just can't see the forest for the trees in your way. Feelings can get all jumbled up, and often you hear one thing when a person says another. It can be like an echo of an unresolved past experience dubbed over your conversation. Take time out before you react. It's likely the other person has no idea how his or her words have affected you. Take a few steps back and lend understanding to the situation. Have faith in your connection and trust that you can come together. Take the higher ground now and cultivate curiosity about what you observe in yourself, in others, and in the landscape. You will find things much improved sooner than you know. So yeah, interesting message there, because that gave me the impression that made me think of the why, right? The message in this card here, to where maybe when things were more casual in the past, you didn't necessarily express that that was a problem for you, right? So they might have thought that you were on the same page there. And then when you pulled away, they might have been a bit thrown off by that, right? So, and that could be where the balance comes to play, right? Where, like we said, you could still enjoy the passion, but also incorporate more emotion into the connection. So, like I said, might not happen tomorrow, right? Given that we're still in a Mercury retrograde in the opposite sign, but it looks like there's definitely a potential for that to develop in the near future. All right, so hopefully that resonated with you guys. We'll wrap up there, and I'll see you all next month. Bye.